We will be starting our Eitaikyo service soon. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our special Eitaikyo service. We're doing Dharma school first, and then we'll have Dharma family service afterwards. So we'd like to begin our Dharma school service portion with Nembutsu Chanting. And so Nembutsu Chanting, as I think most of you know, we're going to recite Namo Amida Butsu. And I'll do it first, and then we'll all do it together 5 times, okay? And you'll know because you'll hear the bell ringing when we start and stop. Okay, here we go. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namanda. 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 Okay, great. So today we have kind of a special service. Did you notice anything different? Yeah, what's different? All the scrolls, huh? Right? It's different. We don't usually have these scrolls here, huh? So, what'd you notice? Anything else?
The writing is up and down.
Yeah, so the writing on the scrolls is up and down instead of left to right like we normally do, right? And so different cultures write their things differently. It could be right to left, it could be left to right, it could be top to bottom, right? There's all different ways to write. So this is kind of like Chinese writing, right? Top to bottom, right to left. So I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do something different. Are you ready? I'm going to leave my control station, my control room, and I'm going to go down there. So hang on just a second. Let's see. Let's go this one. Replace. Look, I'm down here now. Okay, so here's what I wanted to let you know. Namo Amida Butsu is on here. I bet you can see it. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Each one of the scrolls has Namo Amida Butsu on it. Now that's written in Chinese. You could say it in Chinese, Namo Mitofo. You could say it in Vietnamese, Namo Amida Fa. That's just different ways to say Namo Amida Butsu. You can even say it in English. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Yeah, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Or it could be Amida Buddha telling you, take refuge in Amida Buddha, so that we hear it. Yeah, like Amida is telling us, all the Buddhas telling us, take refuge in Amida Buddha. So, you've heard me talk about fun. Temple was fun a couple weeks ago, huh? When we had the Halloween party, right? That was fun. That was just regular lowercase letters, F-U-N. But you can also have fun uppercase letters with dots after them, F-U-N, because it stands for something, the acronyms, right? Friendship, understanding, and Nembutsu. Friendship, understanding, and Nembutsu. So I want you to have fun at temple. Kind of like a Halloween party, or when afterwards you get to run around, right? So I want you to have fun at temple. I want you to feel safe at temple. But sometimes, life can be hard. We can have difficulties. There's a lot of names on these scrolls. So the names, I bet 98% of these names are people who've died. Right? So these people have died and their families want their names to be on the scrolls. It's another way to remember them. right? So the temple isn't always just fun with lowercase letters, right? I want temple to be a place where whatever you're feeling, you're having fun, you're happy, but maybe you're sad, maybe you're angry, maybe you're stressed out, any feeling that you have, right? Temple can be there for you. Namo Amida Butsu is there for you, right? That's Amida Buddha calling out to us. So, in honor of having fun, lowercase letters, and then all the other stuff we feel, we're going to sing a song. We haven't sung a song in a while in Dharma school, so get out your paper, okay? And I'm going to go back to my control room. So there's two sides, right? One of the sides it says, what does it say? One side says new lyrics. You see that? At the top, under Amida Buddha is with me, and it says new lyrics. So don't look at that side, flip it over. Let's go to the regular side, okay, the original. And then, so we're going to sing this song. This is the original version, happy, happy, happy. All right? So it's 4 times. We sing this thing 4 times. All right, let's give it a try. Hit it, Steve. Happy, happy, happy. When I'm at play, I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. Amida Buddha is with me. Happy, happy, happy. When at work I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. Amida Buddha is with me. Happy, happy, happy. When at school I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. Amida Buddha is with me. One more time. Happy, happy, happy. When at church I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. Amida Buddha is with me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. So, when we sing that song, we know, okay, so I could be at play, I could be at work, I could be at school, I could be at church, right? Amida Buddha is with me all of those times. So, I'm happy, happy, happy. Right? We say it a lot in this song. But it's not always like that. Let's flip it over. There's a new version, the new lyrics, right? We're not always happy, right? So let's sing it again. Steve, one more time. Happy, happy, happy. When at play I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. Amida Buddha is with me. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. When at work I'm grumpy. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. Amida Buddha is with me. Dopey, dopey, dopey. When at school I'm dopey. Dopey, dopey, dopey. Amida Buddha is with me. Last one. Don't go to sleep. Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. When at church I'm sleepy. Sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. Amida Buddha is with me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So, sometimes you have to go to work, you have to do chores, you got to do stuff you want to do, so you're grumpy, right? And sometimes school can be hard. I wasn't a really good student when I was younger, so you might feel kind of dopey, right? And when you're at church, you got to wake up early on Sunday, right? So you might be sleepy. But even if you're that, Amida Buddha is with me, right? Amida Buddha is with us no matter what we're feeling. Amida Buddha is with us whether we're happy, or grumpy, or dopey, or sleepy, right? And Amida, because we get to encounter this because of all the people on these lists. right? These people, so many more people. It's because of all these people that we're able to learn about the Nembutsu, that we're able to recite Namo Amida Butsu when we come to church, and wherever we are, church, home, work, school, right? That Amida Buddha is with you. Amida Buddha is with me. So let's conclude our Eitaikyo Dharma School service with Gassho, and we'll recite Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, so let's conclude. This will conclude our Dharma School portion. So Dharma School students, you can go to your classes, and then everyone else hang tight, and we'll have our Dharma family service part. Okay, thank you very much. Why don't we begin our Dharma family service? Hang on just a second. We'll be chanting Juseige. And so it's on page 23 in the small purple book, and we'll be putting up the words on the screen.
Shom Shoman Tokui Sangai O Nyobutsu Mugechi Tsugatsumi Fusho Gangaku Erik Toshi Saisho Son Shiganya Koka Daisen Okando Kokusho Tennin Touchin Myoke Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, next let's recite the three treasures, which is on page 3 in the small purple book. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. Okay. Maybe I'll go down there, huh? Hello.
So today is our Eitaikyo service, and Eitaikyo, I think we kind of understand it to mean perpetual memorial service. Eitai means eternity, in perpetuity, right? And then Kyo is Sutra. So it's this opportunity to chant the sutras and have the sutras chanted forever, right? So 4 memorials. So Eitaikyo is one such memorial service, but we could also have the Shotsuki, I think is another kind of memorial that we do, right? We do the private ones for like a family might want a 1st year, or 3rd year, or 33rd year, or whatever. That's memorial, right? It's become kind of a big thing, so that's also part of it. So this idea that we want to be able to have the sutras chanted forever, so we need to support the temple. Right, we need to especially support the Naiji, right? The altar area, the Hondo, but I think especially the Naiji. So the Eitaikyo donations go to Eitaikyo Fund, which is for maintenance of the Naiji. Like the Naiji is this kind of altar area. So on the occasion of our Eitaikyo service, I thought I'd like to talk about YouTube. You're probably like, what? But I just want to share kind of an experience that I've had recently. We've been streaming our services on YouTube, right? Since Zoom and YouTube since the pandemic started, right? And we didn't do that before. So, one way was so that we could reach our members when we weren't able to come to the temple, but we're still doing it, as you can see by the cameras, because it does reach a larger audience. It means that if you miss service, you can watch it later, right? It means that if you don't live in the area, you can watch it on YouTube. That was one of the most amazing things to me, was I got an email from someone saying, Sensei, I've been getting the Shotsuki card for years for my grandfather, but I've never been to Shotsuki. I had no idea what it was. Now I know. Now I can watch it on YouTube and I actually know what happens. Right? And so that reading of the names and everything, so that just blew my mind. I was like, oh, wow, right? This is so great. We want to continue doing this. So that's why we're still streaming. But online world has its own challenges and its own culture and all this different stuff. So in addition to Buddhist Church of Oakland, I have my personal Buddhist YouTube channel, the Gyokyo channel. And then I also have a music channel. And so, the music one, I put up videos of myself playing my bass or songs that I recorded, or sometimes playing along with other people's songs, or, different things that I'm experimenting with. And it's interesting because, I think my average videos get like 60, 70 views, maybe, sometimes only 50. Over time, they get up to 100. Every now and again, I've had a couple of videos that within a few months is like 1,000 views, even 10,000 views, right? And so part of that is like, cool, all right, people are watching me, right? They're watching my videos. But then you realize it's not because of me, it's just an algorithm, right? It's just an algorithm that picked it up, right? So the only reason people are watching it is because some robot decided, oh, people are watching this, let's put it in front of more people for more people to see. So it really has nothing to do with me, it's just a robot. So, thinking about these things, and this morning, Scott Mitchell, who he's the Dean of Institute of Buddhist Studies, and he's been here before, he posted an article from The Atlantic that it's predicting the downfall of social media. So I don't know if that's going to happen, right? It's like, but it's interesting because it goes over some of the history. And the thing that caught my attention was, it used to be, what was it? Social networking. But they don't use that word anymore. Now it's social media, right? We all hear social media, but that's new, right? Before it was social networking. So really interesting. Before it was to be able to use the internet and computers to connect with people you know, right? I think people still use it for that, like you're on Facebook because your family and friends post pictures of their new dog or something, right? So you get to see those pictures without having to actually meet them in person, right? So the connections that you have, the social networking, right? Then it could also be expanding your network. So stuff like LinkedIn, right, is a way to be able to reach out to more people in order to get a job or something. Okay? But then social media is apparently different. Social media is about content. I like shiver when I say that word. I hate that word, content, right? But it's about, rather than making connections, it's about just putting stuff out there to try and get more people to watch. And then maybe advertisers will get their stuff on there so we can make money. Less about the connections, right? Less about the networking, and more just about this content. And so I think we know, in politics and everything, part of what happens is that more controversial, abrasive kind of content gets more views. So whatever sells, sell it so you can make money, right? Is one attitude that we can have. That's what happens, I think, right? Until they start realizing, oh, wait, it's not right for you can just lie and say whatever you want just because it makes more money, right? That's not a good way to go. So, trying to cut back on that. But then, what we've also seen is that the really just short little blasts. So here's my experience. Up until now, I've been doing videos that are, maybe 2, 3 minutes, even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But I realized, oh, there's this thing called YouTube Shorts. It's not shorts that you wear, right? It's short videos. And so I started experimenting with that this last week. And it turns out you can make either a 15-second video or a minute video. So the first video, I'm playing my bass, and I figured out, okay, I'm going to play my bass for a minute, right? And I have to play and then stop, and then send it out. And wow, like at first you look and you're kind of like, okay, nobody's watched it. 15 minutes later, whoa, 70 people watched it. And then like an hour later, oh my gosh, 200 people watched it. That's more than any of my other videos. Right? This is amazing. Okay, so the next day, I was like, okay, I'm going to make another one, but this time I'm going to make a 15-second one. So then you have to be even shorter, you just play for 15 seconds, right? Boom, within half an hour, 100, right? Within 2 or 3 hours, 300 people have watched it. By the next day, it's 600 people have watched. So I mean, these numbers are minuscule, right? For people who are making lots of money on YouTube or whatever. But it was just really interesting. I was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna make another one. Make another video, right? Wow, even more. And the first, every day was more and more and more. And I realized this is addictive. Right? It was amazing. So I'm doing this for science. That part of me is indulging in it, but also I kind of want to understand what is this world. And it's totally addictive. And it's I could almost feel that the robots, the algorithms, YouTube, they're doing it to hook me. They're not doing it to spread my message. They don't care about my message. They just want more people sucked into this whole system, but they want the content creators also to get hooked into it. And it's amazing. It was really interesting to see my feelings, and I totally get it. Looking, okay, I'll check again. Oh man, I only got 2 more. Come on. What's wrong? Right? Oh, yes, I got to make another one. Right? It definitely peaks out and plateaus and stops. Nobody watches it anymore. But then I got busy. What happened on Thursday? I was just really busy. Oh, IBS Eitaikyo Service. So we did a memorial for the Institute of Buddhist Studies. So I didn't have time to make a video. And part of me was like, I don't know if I want to lose this momentum. Every day I'm getting more views. And I was like, I don't have time. And it's also part of the experiment. What happens if I don't post it? Right? So Friday, post another video. Not as high as the one on Wednesday, but still getting lots. I kind of did something different. Actually came back, there was traffic and I still had my suit on. So I recorded with my tie and everything on. And then yesterday was super busy. But I was like, I gotta do it again. I had a different tie on, record part 2 of the one I did on Friday. Only 50 views. what happened? I'm crushed. Don't people care? And I got over it quick. I know this thing, right? And yeah, totally, it hurts. You're like, what happened that I didn't get so many views? What do I have to change? Maybe I gotta watch more YouTube videos to figure out what's the best way to make YouTube shorts. When do you post? When do you do all this stuff? Man, it's really interesting, to realize, wow, it's this whole system, right? And I think it doesn't matter. And if I'm really gonna do it, can I keep this up? A video a day? I mean, it's kind of like a short amount of time, right? It doesn't take that long. It takes me maybe a half hour total because I can't just do the first thing I do, but I'm also not like playing a 5-minute thing when I have to keep doing it again and again. By the second or third time I'm playing it, that's good enough. Bam. So we'll see. For me, it was a great insight into realizing how a lot of this stuff works, how shallow a lot of it is, right? I didn't put a whole lot of thought into any of the stuff I posted, and still it gets all these views, right? So it's not something of this like deep well of creativity. It's more like, just get something out there, just put it out and get the views, just keep it going. So we'll see. I don't really believe that social media is going to die. It's going to morph, right? It's going to change again. Even if Facebook and Twitter are having problems or whatever, the next one will come. Reading that article and reading of all these, I remember MySpace, right? But I never heard of some of the other things that came out, right? Over the past 20 years. It's hard to believe it's been like, 20 years at least since these things have been gradually growing. It's basically the internet, right? Since the 80s, 90s, right? In that way that a few people had it, right? And then they figured that finally it got to where everybody has it, right? And so for me, like realizing, wow, the pernicious influence in a way that it has on me, and I can only imagine what it has on kids. They get hooked into it, right? So part of me wants to talk to junior YDA about it, right? But I don't want to like necessarily encourage them to get into it, because part of it is this experience I have of trying to make videos that people watch. But I guess the flip side of it is letting them know how empty it is, right? That it's really this kind of empty experience that could maybe be utilized for good, right? Or could be utilized for advertising. If you are selling something, it's a way to get it out in front of people. But also, I think a lot of people, that's what they're doing. That's how they're making a living. I need more followers, follow me, right? So if I can get up to 1,000, then I can start monetizing. That's where the stuff starts to happen, right? I only have like 300 followers. If I can get 1,000, then I can start making money on it. And then it's like, I don't know, the whole thing is just kind of creepy to me. But so the most important thing that I realized though was that thing of social networking, right? Versus social media. And that was kind of profound to me. I still don't totally get it, and I'm probably not explaining it well, but at least social networking, you are making connection, right? You're connecting with people, whether it was people you already knew or people. Part of the fun of getting on Facebook for the first time is all of a sudden people from high school start contacting you, right? Because they're like, oh, you're finally on Facebook. How have you been doing? Blah, blah, blah. That Facebook allows for these connections that we may not have had for like 20, 30 years. Right? But then when it goes beyond that, it's no longer about connecting, and it's about whatever else social media is about. This constant generation of meaningless content, right? It's multi-dynamic, right? It's really just like kind of stupid and empty. And yet we're stuck with it in a way. So I feel like, trying to use it. But maybe realizing too that connection part, that's the good part, right? That connections. And that's where I want to connect it to Eitaikyo. Right? The Eitaikyo, this list of names, right? These are people connected to the church, right? People with this deep connection to the church. And so, because of them, and not only these people, right? We also have all the Shotsuki lists for each month. All these people, right? Because of them, here I am. I was telling my class, I'm Reverend Harry. Well, for my class, I'm Professor Bridge, I guess. Nobody calls me that, but basically that's what I am, right? Professor Bridge. Because of my students. Without any students, I'm not Professor Bridge. I might be Reverend Harry, or I might be Harry the bass player, Hieronymus, But because of my students, I'm Professor Bridge. But not just my students. We had Eitaikyo for the Institute of Buddhist Studies the other night. And we read a lot of names for that one. It's kind of like a Shotsuki where they read out all these names of people connected to Institute of Buddhist Studies. People you might even know, right? People from our Bay Area community, from the temple community, also scholars, but also members who supported the Institute of Buddhist Studies. So also, because of them, I'm Professor Bridge. But I wouldn't be even Professor Bridge without these people, right? For me, even when I was studying at IBS, I have this connection to Oakland because I did my internship here. I've been here for like over 13 years now, right? And I'm here, Reverend Harry, Reverend Bridge, and Professor Bridge because of all these people. Okay? And so I think that's part of Buddhism is reflecting on these connections. Right? Realizing that it's not just, oh, yeah, I'm here, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps and I pushed my way here and here I am, me. No, it's like, wow, I'm here because of the support of so many people. I'm here, direct and indirect. Right? So someone may have directly supported me. I got scholarships from Buddhist Churches of America, right? But at the same time, these people, I never even met them. But I'm here because of them. Right? They're part of these causes and conditions that make me me right now. Right now, I'm Reverend Harry doing Eitaikyo, right? Because of you, whichever camera's on, right? Because of them, because of so many causes and conditions, immeasurable, inconceivable, mysterious causes and conditions. I think that's the word that Duncan Williams used here. Mysterious causes and conditions, right? Something beyond my conception. So even though we're going to sing Ondok-san, part of it is realizing the benevolence of all those people, Amida Buddha, the masters, all these people. Appreciating that benevolence, we want to try and repay. We want to respond to. And so part of that is through Namo Amida Butsu, but I think part of that too is how I was changed. I was transformed because of all these people, right? Going to school, studying Buddhism, going to Japan, becoming a minister, just struggling and trying to do my best, which isn't great a lot of the time, and yet anything I'm able to do is because of others, because of how much I received from my parents, the direct causes, my friends, but then also Reverend Abiko, I mentioned, I think last week, right? I got connected with Reverend Abiko because of my family, my friend, right, and his family. Yesterday, one of the things I was busy yesterday was another funeral at Palo Alto Buddhist Temple. And I realized I was like trying to figure out which pew was I sitting in when I heard my first Dharma talk. And I was asking people, is this the original Hondo from 1990? And they're like, oh no, we expanded it. But we expanded it in 89. So it's basically, that Hondo is the room that I heard the Dharma for the first time, touched it, right? Changed my life completely. And just experiences over the years with various people, various teachers, random people, right? All those people have a part of me, right? And anything I'm able to do, I see as what I've received from so many others. So this opportunity, one last thing, I was talking to someone who is interested in having their family put on a scroll, and they said, I think Buddhism is the only religion where we really remember these people. And I don't know if that's true. I can't talk about other religions, but certainly Buddhism, certainly our school of Buddhism, right? Reading those names every month for Shotsuki, right? Having these first year, third year, seventh year, 13th year, 17th year, 25th year, 35th year, 50th year, 100th year, you can do 100, right? At 100, nobody remembers the person. Nobody was alive probably when you do a 100th year memorial, but we still do it. Still remembering them, even never having met them, still acknowledging, celebrating this impact that lasts even 100 years, or even more. So really kind of neat with this idea, right, of honoring these people, having these names, reflecting on them, reflecting on the causes and conditions in my life, in your life, right, and all these different connections. Right? And I think that is part of what we appreciate with gratitude in Juseige. So why don't we conclude the Dharma talk and we can recite the Nembutsu and then we'll sing Bongdoka to Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Namo. Okay, so let's sing Ondok-san 2. It's in the small purple book somewhere. I haven't memorized that page yet. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can put it on the screen for the people online. Oh yeah, hold on. Try this. Do we know what page it is in the book? Page 76 in the small purple book, and I'm going to put the words on the screen. Okay, take it away, Steve. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Okay, thank you. And give me a second, and then we'll hear announcements from Robert Noguchi. Okay.
Hello, are we there?
Yep, go for it.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Sensei. Welcome to the Buddhist Church of Oakland. First, I'd like to thank Reverend Bridge for officiating today's Eitaikyo service and his Dharma talk. Reverend Michael Endo for assisting in today's service. Steve Tedesaki for playing the organ. Thank you, Steve. I'd like to thank the host group 7, which is Maya Lawrence's group chair, and providing hospitality for those attending the service in person at the church, and also the Zoom crew for the people that are responsible for the YouTube presentation. And want to thank all those in attendance, not only at the church, but those watching online, whether it be live or at a later time. So thank you very much. The next service will be next Sunday, the 20th, November 20th, and that'll be at 10 a.m. So we hope you'll be able to join us then. Right now, I do have a few announcements from the church. Let's see. First thing is our Mochitsuki, annual Mochitsuki will be occurring on Sunday, December 11th. Order deadline is Friday, December 9th, so please order early because limited quantities are available. There is a form if you just click the little button there, order mochi, click here. So that'll be your order form. that'll be on Sunday, December 11th. Also happening is the Junior YBA. The youth group is having their annual Seeds Candy fundraiser. There's a form on the website. So just click on that. You can fill out the form. There's a number of things you could select from, even gift cards. Orders need to be postmarked by November 30th, and the pickup will be during the Mochitsuki on Sunday, December 11th. Turning now to the Buddhist Churches of America, the BCA, BuddhistChurchesofAmerica.org. A couple of events coming up next Sunday, the Transgender Day of Remembrance Memorial Service. Next Sunday, November 20th at 12 noon Pacific time. It's going to be live at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple here in Berkeley. For those of you out of the area or would like to join virtually, there's look at the URL sanghaevents.info/TDSOR. Also happening, the Senior YBA 2022 Conference, Multiversal Perspectives, Friday, December 16th. This will be held at the Sacramento Betsuin Temple. And there's information about that, and as well as registration information. That'll be the weekend of December 16th through the 18th over at Sacramento Betsuin. Turning back to the Buddhist Church of Oakland, BCO, BuddhistChurchofOakland.org. There is a donation page. And if you turn to that, there are a number of ways you could donate. We appreciate and accept any donations of any size. So we thank you very much for your support. That's all I have. Thank you very much again for coming to today's service. And it's got a beautiful day out today. So I hope you go out and enjoy the day today. So with that, I'll send it back to Sensei.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. That's second time for the people online because I had the volume down there. Thank you very much. Multiversal perspective. That sounds interesting. I like the idea of the multiverse. It's usually alternate realities, but the question would be, I would think the Dharma would be found throughout the multiverse, right? Not only our world, but all worlds. So with that, thank you very much for joining us for our Eitaikyo Perpetual Memorial Service. And why don't we conclude with Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Oh, wow. I thought it didn't. It's like